Hi and welcome back. So, yesterday's topic was a complex subjective topic, as I spoke yesterday only, that we would be diving a little deep, but this doesn't imply that we won't be covering basic topics. So, first of all, thank you that you're showing a great amount of love on the videos. Yeah, I mean, I'm satisfied. I don't care about the numbers, but then this love is making me happy, satisfied, to be very honest. Now, so yesterday's topic we covered the thing called web of thoughts and how to not distinguish your mind and body, think it as a unity. So today's topic is also a little bit complex, I would say, but very subjective, very subjective. So today's topic is about what is freedom and how can you perceive it. So those who are new to the channel, I would completely say this with utter honesty that this is my mindset, the way I perceive things and ideologies, thought, whatever. It is not mandatory for you to keep it as a benchmark and apply it in your life. You can reflect on it and find your own way. So, without any further ado, I would straightly jump on to today's topic. So, as I said, it is a very subjective topic that what freedom is actually for an individual. Okay, now, honestly, people would say the ease of thing, the simplicity of doing whatever you want. Yeah, for me, I think from a very different perspective. Freedom might be ease of doing things and wanting things and reaching out for things, being yourself. But to be very honest, it is not what we actually think it is. For me personally, what slavery does to you, if you eliminate the slavery from the picture, that is what actually freedom is. Let me just emphasize on what I just said to you. For a case, let's say a person break the social bounds, the social norms, and create some sort of heinous activity which damages the social integrity. That person is subjected to a criminal charge or a criminal cause, and he or she is announced as a criminal. Now, as a criminal, the first priority of any social body is to retain that person in some sort of confinement. What exactly the social bodies are doing? They are trying to confine him by slaving that person into some sort of, what we say, contraption. Okay, and this is what, when you are slaved in some sort of contraption, are you free? Is that a freedom? No, right? Technically, that person will never change being in that contraption. But on the other note, he might not be a disaster for any social organization, entity, or a body. Same goes with us too. As a human, if you are hooked on something which is not setting you or giving you sort of a peace or calmness, that is slavery. And the opposite of it is freedom. For every action, when you take it to the extreme, that becomes a cage, that becomes a fasting rope on your neck. That is slavery. But the second you let go of that is what you are. That is how you become free. That is actually the freedom that you crave for, is what you die for, it's what you live for. Now, freedom on its own is individual and collective. As I said, freedom, when we think of freedom, we often associate it with some sort of a major event where the entity has that opportunity or the option to be calm, to have that ease of doing the things that they intend to do. That is freedom. But then it is both individual and collective. Individual like a personal freedom, and collective in the sense social freedom. As an individual, I have a freedom to write a book. I have a freedom to go to any place in the world. I have a freedom to choose a person, to love that person. I have a freedom to eat whatever the fuck I want. I'm sorry for the trash word, but then this is how I express myself, sometimes with a little bit of trash word, but then it is for the convenience. And when I'm talking about social or an collective, it is the freedom to choose your leader, the freedom to make governments, the freedom to be a part of an organization and lead that organization. Now, as I said, as freedom is both individual and collective, freedom on its own is a construct that it has a deep roots within you. So it comes down to physical freedom, it comes down to psychological freedom, and the third one is the ultimate freedom. What does physical freedom means? The ease of doing things, the ease of eating things, the ease to think, the ease to cultivate anything that you want, the ease to be with whomever you want, or the ease of just doing the things for the sake of doing. That is physical freedom. Physical freedom is some sort of a state where every individual is right now. Everyone is free to think, to do whatever they want to do. Psychological freedom is something that only less people have the audacity to cultivate within themselves. Psychological freedom is something that you don't have that force or a brute hold on your ideas or your ideologies or somebody's idea or somebody's ideologies. You are free to think from the point of your mind. As I earlier said you this thing, that your mind and your body are not two entities but a singular entity. The ultimate freedom is when you are free from both of your body and your mind, your pure consciousness. This sort of freedom, it comes through meditation, it comes through observation, it comes from experiencing as a whole, it comes from reinventing yourself each and every single second for the rest of your life. And most of the people who achieve and enlighten themselves with the ultimate freedom are stated as the maniacs of society, because they don't obey the rules and the blueprint of any sort of part. Like, let's say, even as an individual, they don't obey the rules. Even as a social entity, they don't obey the rules. And since these people have made themselves so aware, so enlightened, so flourished within themselves, they tend to grow more and more beyond any realm, beyond any reach. So, what exactly are you free from? I want you to consider this as an exercise. Reflect on yourself. Try to understand, are you really free? Free from yourself, free from your thoughts, free from your mind? Are you dwelling into physical freedom? Are you dwelling into psychological freedom? Or are you dwelling into the ultimate freedom? And remember, those who are dwelling into ultimate freedom are stated as criminals, are stated as the runoffs of the society. Not because they have created some sort of crime, but then their methods are so extreme, their methods are so profound. I'm not saying about involving in a criminal activity, but then the frequency on what they think, the frequency on what they create life is beyond the reach of any psychological manifesto, or beyond any sort of manual that is not available in the society. So I want you to reflect on it, and once you reflect on it, you need to work on what you really want. As I said, your brain, your life, your choices are all yours. You are not your thoughts, you are you. So invest on yourself so good, so brightly, that at the end of the day you go to bed with a happy mind, with a satisfied soul. I hope that this video helps you to understand what freedom is, how freedom looks on an individual and a collective basis, and what actually the construct of freedom looks inside you. Always remember, freedom is not outside, it's what is inside you. I hope this video helps you to understand this very social subjective construct, and I'll meet you tomorrow with one more new video, with one more new thought. Till then, take care and bye bye.